Hello everyone and welcome back to Career Spot, where we bring inspiring journey and real career insights straight from the professionals shaping our India's future. Today we are thrilled to introduce a remarkable young achiever whose journey embodies excellence, ambition and discipline. Miss Pubali Chatterjee, a multi-talented young leader who has already set an extraordinary benchmark in the academic, entrepreneur, and social service. From the very beginning, her legal career has set a path on the distinct. She completed her law degree from Amity University Kolkata, securing a prestigious five-year scholarship. Her academic brilliance continued globally in earning the LLM offers from seven learning universities she applied to in London, including the highly converted uh, King's College London. Beyond her academic author, where he has published 20 plus books, journals, and public platforms. After gaining 2 years of valuable professional experience, she ventured into the world of the entrepreneur at the age of 24. She founded her own company, an innovative aggregative supply business model, which achieved a profitable within only 2 months and continues growth successfully. She is truly a real combination of author, entrepreneur, and lawyer, but her contribution extend up beyond professional achievement. She is deeply committed to social responsibility, having served as a secretary of Interact Club at 16, and she has earned the recognition such as the Trilochni Award from the Red FM for her impactful work in the social sector. Today, she stands as an inspiring example for young students and professionals, providing that the focus, courage, and consistency one can build a powerful career while creating a meaningful social change. So stay with us. We explore her inspiring journey, learn from her experience, and uncover the mindset from behind her success. This is Career Spot, your journey, our guidance. Let's begin.
Ma'am, with your permission, can we start with the podcast?
Yes, please go ahead, Hansi.
Ma'am, can you take us back to the very beginning of your journey? Like, what inspired you to choose law as your career path?
Yeah, uh, I think that's a very interesting question given that I'm in a very different space right now. Though I think my lawyer mind never shuts off, it's always on. Yeah, I became a lawyer, and the journey behind it started from the fact that it's a very lucrative line of study because it opens a lot of domain for you, like you can, you know how to write, you know how to speak, you have an argumentative mindset, you have an analytical mind, so that just gets developed better when you choose law as a profession. And I was always on stage giving speeches when I was in class 6, 7, and 8. Class 10, I was the head girl, 12, again, head girl. So it just went on like that. And I firmly believe that this was something that was my calling. I knew that my oratory skills or my writing skills would get a venture out of this and would get also a position that I can channelize my talents or passion into. But I think the most important part of being a lawyer and that has helped me to be here today is the documentation or the education that we have in hand helps us to, which in general it would be difficult for anybody else to do. Like, for example, when I started off my own business and the paperwork needed somebody to take care, and I really didn't hire anybody because I think I was enough for that. And that also came from the fact that I was educated as a LLB and I could do my own documentation, I could do all the planning, I could draft contracts, I could go speak for myself, speak about the ideas that we wanted to propagate and build our business into. So that is something that has really helped me. But the main idea that made me choose law was either lucrative legal practices, like you know how to write, you know how to draft, you know how to speak, you know how to frame your sentences. The respect and status that comes being a lawyer, I think we all somehow or the other get driven by the respect and status that makes us what we are. So respect and status for sure. The analytical reasoning that comes with being a lawyer, to know how the whole economy and how and where these laws are getting operated. This is also something that always kept me going, that you need to be aware of where you belong to and what is your ecosystem. So yeah, I mean, I think pretty much sums up why I took up law, and how it has just contributed to who I am today.
That's really inspiring, ma'am. Ma'am, my next question to you that secured LLM offers from 7 prestigious universities in London, which is remarkable in itself. What was your strategy and mindset behind such achievement?
Um, yeah, it's actually very overwhelming to be receiving such seven prestigious. I got all those offers through, and the main thing was King's College London. I think that was the star of the show, because I of course, the six universities, yeah, six universities were equally good, but then King's College London was something that was always there. There was no strategy, but I feel believe that the basic strategy to get up every day and show up for yourself, and to be consistent and be disciplined for what you want to do and where you want to see yourself in the next 5 years or 2 years or 10 years, is something that makes you do things. From the very first year of my college, I knew that I wanted to do my LLM abroad, and because of that, I had to have a very good educational background. For example, like good marks, because King's takes you only when your CGPA or SGPA per semester is more than 9. So that was always there in my mind, because I had to navigate how to get that. And post receiving this offer from King's, I understood one thing, that I was a scholarship student of Amity. So that was something that was already a plus plus to my CV. But the main thing that works while you are trying to apply for such foreign universities is your SOP, the statement of purpose. And I think we have all gathered here to know what things are different for the people who are achieving. And the SOP is the factor that changes, that breaks or makes your dream, right? So uh, the statement of purpose generally reflects what you want to do and what you will be able to take out of that particular degree, and how much you'll be able to contribute to the society. And also that the SOPs vary from university to university. So my 7 universities demanded 7 SOPs, and that took quite a lot of time, 6 months, and several changes, I think, because I see we cannot go up to the universities and speak. Our SOP speaks for ourselves. So that had to be like very defined, very crux of what we have done and what we have achieved, and also convincing enough for us to get into the university. So if we jot down what the strategy was, it is just sheer discipline, lots of courage to have been applied there, because sometimes we often question our own choices, and we often think that maybe we'll not be able to make it or something of that. So I think believe in yourself, it's most important. And when you believe in yourself, you're consistent, you're disciplined. That's the biggest strategy.
Definitely, ma'am. That's really inspiring. And I also truly believe that believing in yourself fetches you things that you never imagined. And
True.
that brings me to my next question. That what were the most important lessons that you learned early in your careers?
Most important lesson is, I would say, empathy is not weakness. If you have empathy, I'm not talking about sympathy here, I'm talking about empathy. So if you have empathy, it's not your weakness. If you have it enough, you can show it to people, you can show it to the people who are working for you, with you, above you. And that always makes and breaks a situation. I think that's the most powerful move as well, because uh, I am a person who believes in individual contribution to work. And still now, if I have 100 people working with me, for me, and for a particular vision, it's always that I give them a goal. And it's just like, I'll get back to you in 15 days. Let me know what you have done. And I've seen that they perform really well that way, rather than micromanaging things and actually not getting into things and going after them, that how you have done it. So this has worked. A, B is the attention to detail. I think if you understand what is the minute things of life and what you're actually trying to do, then a lot of things get sorted out. Whether you're working, see, being a leader doesn't mean that you start your own company today and then you be a leader, but you can be at the lowest position in your company and still be a leader, helping other people out and trying to navigate things out for the other people. So being a leader is also starts from the fact that you're entering your office campus and saying a hi or a good morning or a namaste to the guard who is there opening the door for you. So it's just leadership is just not defined in a fancy office, sitting in a very good prestigious office and talking about things. But I think uh, what changes is the empathy, the attention to detail, asking that very person who thinks himself as insignificant, though I don't feel anybody's insignificant at all, because everybody contributes to what we are thinking and what our vision is. But these people often feel neglected, and I feel that's very important when we give them that chance and that attention to detail. कि आप कैसे हैं? बस एक बार हंस के वही बोल दो. And it just makes him breaks. He'll not remember those 2,000 people who have entered that gate with you, but he'll remember you, and that's a lifetime achievement, I feel. And the third point that I would like to highlight is risk assessment and mitigation, because when you start off a business and when we were in the process of getting the investors, and or rather when I abruptly rather left my job and came to start my business, there are a lot of things that you do not understand, that these are the risks that are supposed to come to you. I was once talking to one of the investors, and he said, "But Bali, now you're thinking that this is the risk that you will be facing, but there will be another 100 risks coming up." And I totally agree, having been built this company and running this now, that every day there's something or the other coming up, and the mitigation is what an entrepreneur does, or anybody at any strata does. And it's very, very important to mitigate your risks in your own way, because I feel that no lock comes without a key. So you need to find your own key.
True, true, ma'am. And this is what makes you a true leader. I
Thank you
remember
so
what Abraham Lincoln once said, that a leader is the one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So I can
much.
definitely see that. And my next question to you is that what actually inspired you? What was the real motivation behind starting your own company at the age of 24, which is quite young?
Okay, so yeah, it's too young, but I think I belong from a business family. Okay, my family has been into business for. My father is the first gen. He had started the business. He is into the business domain for around 40 years now, and my uncle is also in business right now. We own a school, and you know, I think that is blood that makes you do it. I feel sometimes that it's just the blood that drives you into thinking and believing that you can do it. But of course, um, I'm very grateful that I took up the choices of doing the jobs that I have done, because I think they have paved the way to what I am doing right now. Given I did not have that kind of an experience, I wouldn't have built this. Mm, but I always knew one thing, that I wanted to do something of my own, something uh, that hears my voice a little bit more, and also that some visions and dreams of mine to be built into something that's more constructive. Here, I'm not speaking negatively about 9 to 5. I'm sure people do 9 to 5, and that suits them, and that's something that's their way of life. And some people are creators, some people are architects, some people are designers, and some people are businessmen like us. And this just happens. I think it's just an internal calling that I've always wanted to do this, and I never wanted to join my family business because I wanted a name of my own. I didn't. As proud as I am to be somebody's daughter, I'm proud to be myself as well. So I think that's what kept me driving into the fact that I want to do something. I want to start my own business, and my company's name is Onyx. So Onyx was not the first thing that I thought. Before that, I had thought about two, three other businesses as well. But keeping the market and the whole thing in the domain, and also the experience that was needed for it, I thought that this was the best decision ever, and I moved forward with it. But I think I started thinking about it from the age of 21, 22ish, and actually built my company at the age of 24. So it took time, but I think the internal drive is something that makes you do things, and that made me build my company.
Right. And you're using the words your inner calling, which is very beautiful in itself as well. And ma'am, my next question to you is that I was also scrolling your LinkedIn profile, so I saw that you're a lawyer, you're an author, you're an entrepreneur. So how do you manage all these things? How do you?
uh, Yeah, that's a lovely question. I think being an author was something that I have done together with building my own company. So I have started writing from the age of 16. I used to write just small prose and poetries, and I was mostly famous for writing shairis and all that in my school. And post that I have written a lot of shairis in my college and used to perform and in offices as well. But uh, it was just a part of my passion. Again, I think this is something that I didn't want to take it professionally, but I kept on writing because it made me put my cultural part open, something that made me think a little bit more rather than just thinking about something like business. Because, see, business sometimes becomes a little mundane because you don't get all these spotlights all the time, right? So it's always like dhul mitti, and you're standing in front of three crushers and seeing stones grinding. So it's not that you're getting the spotlight every day, but you got to be going every day, and you got to be thinking something differently and doing something for yourself. So I think being an author came much from the perspective of keeping my passion intact. But being an entrepreneur and a lawyer, I think it goes hand in hand, because as I told you in the very beginning of the podcast itself, that the lawyer mind in me never shuts down. It's always argumentative, whether it's with the person concerned or with people who are coming to visit me in my office every day. So that never shuts down. But being an entrepreneur is also something that I do on a daily basis, and that was what my calling was. I still do practice sometimes. I go to the court of law, but it's a little lesser right now because this is a full time job. And as we always say, women are very nurturing. Women are meant to nurture. They give birth. They take care of the child. So my child is too young now, so I need to take care. So it's like 100% into building my business and taking care of it. 24 into 7.
And truly, ma'am, that you talked about the very nature of women. And I also truly believe that it is very important in our society that young women who are empathic, who have empathy, who are educated, who understand the society, for them to be in power, for women like you. So, ma'am, what were the challenges that you faced in launching the aggregate supply business, and how did you navigate them?
Okay. So, as I said from the very beginning, that I had thought of two, three businesses before, but there were challenges there as well. But there were some technical difficulties there which couldn't have been navigated at this juncture of my life. But this business, something that made me most uh, driven is the fact that uh, initially there were challenges of getting the investment, because you are a young entrepreneur. You're not using your father's name or your father's circle, or neither are you using your father's income tax file, to get some money out. And it's not economical, neither advisable to give in money from your own home and start off a business, because these things, this is not how anything runs. Because you will see any big business, whether it's a Birla estate or anything, they all operate through investors. And it was my personal belief that when I've not joined my own family business, so I would rather take money out of an investor and do it. So at this point, my main finance comes from State Bank of India, and they are the main investors for this. But the first part that came in navigating was the paperwork, lot of licenses and lot of paperwork, because you need to prove yourself. You're just 24. You're trying to prove something to the world, and first thing is to prove it to the person sitting in front of you that you're capable enough. And I think that was the biggest hurdle. The second point is being a woman and being in this business. Still, I'm trying to navigate the fact that you have to sometimes be on the field and on the site for around 18 hours, and you do not have a proper hygienic washroom to use, or maybe not a hygienic place to sit and eat, or not so secure places to actually access. Sometimes my father accompanies me, but sometimes I happen to go alone. So I'm still trying to navigate the fact that it's not easy, because see, physiologically men and women are very different. So we have things that we cannot always navigate, and I do face certain problems when maybe I'm not well, I'm unwell, I'm not doing that well, or my hormonal cycles are not good. And at that point I sometimes feel that, it's just the problem is that my gender is not suitable sometimes. But yeah, to be able to navigate through these problems is what is my job. The third point is, again, being a woman, I think there are instances where people are not ready to take uh, suggestions from you, or ready to take things from you, that you're supposed to do it this way. And in those instances, sometimes you feel very bad that, maybe you're not heard enough, or even if you are at that state that you're running a whole business, still people are not putting ears to you. But I think, again, it's a society that makes this thing, but also there are innumerous people who have made things very easy for me, who have made things available for me just because I deserve it, and made things easy for me just because I deserve it for who I am and what I have done. So there's always a mix. There's always a mix of people. This 95% is doing something, 5% is doing something, but these are the main three problems that I think I have navigated through, and the one that comes with the physiological part of it, I'm still navigating. But of course, there will be challenges, and that's because my father always says that not all are entrepreneurs because of this, because not everybody can handle all of these setbacks. So you have to handle it, and you have to navigate through it. So trying to.
Right, right. Truly, that there is a saying that when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. When the going gets tough, and
Absolutely,
the tough
so
gets
true.
going. Absolutely, right. So, ma'am, you have been involved in social work since you were 16, and how this has shaped your vision of success.
Yes. Again, I think the empathy point that I spoke about beforehand is something that has come due to that social work presence. I had started doing social work from 16. I was working in an NGO when COVID hit, and my father was at that point of time. My father was recently diagnosed with cancer, so we were trying to navigate that part. We were also trying to navigate this, that I wanted to serve people. We were distributing food to COVID patients and people who were in need. And we were also distributing grocery, and we were distributing tents for people, so that it can help them financially. It has shaped me in the fact that nobody at any point or at any stage is non-significant for you. I think everybody is equally significant no matter where he is. I talk with everybody with that sense of respect and care, as I would speak to with my immediate person who is my manager or who takes care after me. I also uh, often call up my drivers and truck drivers and everybody and ask them that, is everything okay or not? Because I need to know the ground level, and I need to learn from them, because they have been driving and been on roads and wheels since, I don't know, maybe my age is less than what their experience is. So I think that's more important, that you learn from everybody. You learn, you try to understand. that everybody has their own perspective, and just because they are working in the a little lower down in the uh, cycle of that work, that doesn't mean that they don't know what they're doing. They know maybe much more than what you and me sitting here know. So I think the empathy part comes in a bigger role when we are talking about this, and also the fact that uh, you have to be a little bit more attentive to people and their needs. Sometimes there have been instances that my manager is not here; he's gone for some of my work, and his family is into emergency, and I have been there. I have just been there, and just not for the fact that I have to be there, but also for the fact that uh, humanity comes first, and that's what makes us humane, or being a humankind. So I think that should be something that should be intact, profit or no profit.
Right, right. Oh, ma'am, my last question to you is a very small question, that what would be the advice that you would give to young law students and aspiring entrepreneurs who want to build an extraordinary career, because we have people like you in front of us. So, what would be
Mhm.
that one piece of advice?
um, I think one of the biggest factors that whether it's a law student or an entrepreneur is you always don't need a perfect plan. I think you just need the courage to take the first move, and that's what matters. Even if you take the first imperfect move, it should be that you're moving. You shouldn't stop ever. You have heard the saying, I'm sure, that you can slow down, but you cannot stop. You should keep going. And I think uncertainty is what makes these roles, both law and entrepreneurship, challenging. So you have to be okay with that uncertainty. You have to be okay that there will be situations where you question yourself, but that doesn't mean you break down. You need to take that as a struggle. You can take it as one of the lessons of your life, and just take that forward and be perfectly okay with that. Um, I think every entrepreneur or a lawyer is somewhere a person who has responsibility, who has dream, and has taken a leap of faith to do it. So I would just urge people who are young, who are just new gen, to come up more and be into this industry and contribute more to the economy, because I think to do different things and to be recognized differently gives you a different uh, agenda of life and keeps you going more.
Definitely. Oh, ma'am, it was a very inspiring session. Thank you so
So
much for
much.
your time.
Thank you. Thank
So,
you.
and what we
Thank
learned
you.
from this very podcast is that listen to your inner calling, keep going, never give up, and yes, have empathy for people. Thank
Yes.
you so much for joining us,
Thank you
ma'am. It
so
was
much. Thank
great. It
you.
was an honor interacting with you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for calling me. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for
much.
welcoming. It was a very
Thank
delightful
you.
time.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.